beautiful Librans, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of June, right through the end of July 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I'm using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know regarding their career situation and their money situation at this time? What are they going through right now and what is to come? Can you please show them the way for their highest good? So we have the Strength card as your first card there. So you've been going through some challenging times. A lot of you are working at capacity right now. You may feel under-supported, overwhelmed, and you may feel that you have a lot on your plate, but you're strong enough to move through this time period. And I feel like you are growing through your industry. And we also have that inner teacher there. You're someone who is very gifted, self-made, I would say. Inner teacher indicates you have a lot of knowledge, but some of you may decide that you want to have more. So it could be that you are contemplating upskilling in some way, or perhaps learning more about whatever it is that you do so you can enter new pay grades at this time. But a lot of you have a very original idea, something that is unique. And you may be on the precipice of exploring that or changing your life with that. And it could be that, you know, it's in a very tried and tested arena. However, you have a very unique spin on it. It's different and you are exploring it at this time. So I definitely see it will lead to a lot of success there. You have the Chariot card as your outcome, which means a lot of you are moving through difficulty and overcoming an obstacle, problem solving over the next coming weeks and months. But also there is some sort of success and empowerment, because I feel like you're heading in a direction. I mean, I didn't really write it down, so I can't, you know, claim it really. But before I started your reading, I saw a compass in the water, okay? So a lot of you are thinking about your direction. And I didn't mention it, but it didn't come up just now. It came up when I was doing a little meditation. I always do a 10-minute meditation before each reading. I connect to the energy to see what I can see for, you know, how this reading is probably going to go down. But I don't like it to influence, so I don't talk about it until it shows up again in the water. But, you know, there is a compass right there on this card, okay? So I want you to see that there. So I can't claim it, I can't call it, but I did see a compass in the water beforehand, and there is one on this card. So a lot of you are thinking about direction. You've got the Hangman there, new knowledge. We've got the Four of Wands. A success is coming in. There is a celebration on its way for you. And some of you may actually think about returning to either a project or a sector that you used to really enjoy. But a lot of you there, I feel, there is this energy, especially if you work for a company. I feel there could be someone in the company who is having a celebration. It could be a feast date, like their birth date, for example. And you may get talking to this person and they really like you. There's an affinity there. And this person wants to elevate your career. They really start to wonder who you are and what you're about, and they investigate a little bit more. And I feel like you're going to have a friend in a very high place there, okay? They're going to help you achieve something. I mean, you're naturally gifted. You're going to get there yourself, but they give you the opportunity to step into it, okay? And this could come at some sort of working event or celebration. I mean, it could be like, you know, a work party, industry event, in some way. I mean, even if you work for yourself and you're an independent worker, it could be that you network and go to some sort of celebration or some sort of industry event where you meet a person who's well known or is almost like an icon in the industry that you are, you know, making waves in. And they see that, you know, it's almost like, and they may describe it to you like this, they see a little bit of themselves in you. You know, you're passionate, you're talented, you have that spark, and they want to give you an opportunity. So they could actually introduce you to somebody, or they could open a door for you to kind of like showcase your skills in some way. So I'm seeing that happening there. Could even be a partnership or an alliance there too. So please take that as it resonates. We've got the High Priestess there. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. So a lot of you are definitely focusing on your financial strategy over the next coming weeks and months, really focused on savings. A lot of you with that Ten of Pentacles could be thinking about your 401ks, investing in that. With the Hangman there, I feel there is this pause, a lull. It's almost like you feel a little bit in limbo regarding your industry. It could be that you're a little bit uncertain. There's some changes. You may be trying to intuitively kind of pick up on some of the shifts that are going on in your industry. Okay, I feel like you're still very goal-oriented. You're definitely working really hard. You have a goal, and I feel like you're going to be offered something that is connected to a dream job opportunity. I mean, even if you're in like a long-term position, Queen of Wands indicates that you're attracting something more in this position. So it could be like a new department, could be, you know, some sort of project that you're going to love. Or if you are an entrepreneur or you are an independent worker, it could be that you've taken a pause in order to reflect on doing something differently, changing a style perhaps, or, you know, launching something that people are just going to love and they're just going to really be drawn to it. And it brings in more money. You know, Ten of Pentacles is you attracting a lot of finance there, or there's affluence. You're working towards more money, that's for sure. But a lot of you there as well. Thanks so much, I'm truly grateful. Now, this is aside from it all, and I don't really like to talk about this, but it's coming through. Some of you may have been going through a very challenging period, and you're grieving a person, perhaps, and you may have to be like almost on autopilot and dealing with inheritance, okay? Because this is an inheritance card. It's an indication that a family member may have left you something in their inheritance, their estate, okay? And firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love. It's a very challenging time for you. You may feel very bereft, almost like in limbo, or a little bit lost, like your world has been turned upside down by this, okay? And you're trying to like action something. There's a family dynamic structure there, you know, with the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be something passed down through generation to generation, okay? So it can be that you're having to go through something like probate or something right now and things are on hold, but it can be that you will be offered something in this process that will help you long term. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there. I feel like, you know, you're deeply reflective about this and you have a lot of love and time for this person who has transitioned. I mean, I feel like they will send you a lot of symbols and signs, and there could be some sort of like celebration of their life, or perhaps, you know, it was close to their birth date, or there's something there, feast date. It's like celebrate. It brings in relief at the end of the day, and I feel they may give you some sort of sign there. Let me see what that sign would be. I'm just seeing lots of butterflies at this time, just butterflies. So it could be a very unique butterfly comes and lands where you're at, or you see lots of butterflies everywhere you go. I'll see if I can see something else. Okay, not really seeing anything other than the letter P. P, so that could be for anything. P, I'm just going to say P for Papa, okay, or P for pineapple, you know, just so you know what letter I'm actually saying, because sometimes the microphone, and because you can't see my lips, it could be a little bit like inaudible, but I'm just seeing that letter P. So this could be a place name, it could be, you know, something that is relevant. So I'll just leave it there with a lot of love and respect. You may be dealing with that, and I feel that this is a tough time for you, and it will come in waves, of course, but I'm sending you so much love out there. I wish I could just give you a massive hug, but with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to disconnect from that energy. Now, for everybody who is coming to this reading regarding their finances, not career, okay, Ten of Pentacles indicates you're fully invested in a savings plan and you're working towards your retirement. For example, if you're already in retirement as well, Page of Cups can indicate that you're having a fine balance between, you know, treating yourself and doing things that you love doing, but at the same time, you know, being very clever about your finances at this time. You know, it's interesting because you have a Queen of Wands, which is to treat yourself a little bit, but at the same time, make sure that you don't emotionally overspend, for example. So you could be finding better deals there. Ten of Pentacles is your outcome energy. So if you're wanting to know about your finances, this is an indication that you are being clever with your finances, and it can indicate that you're making opportunities to either double your finances or invest in your financial future. You know, this is prosperity. It means you're investing in your home. I mean, some of you could actually be pooling your resources at this time to go into real estate or property in some way, or even buying a home for domestic security. You know, it can be that you're doing something that is tradition as well. It could indicate that you have a family business that you're passing down if you're retiring, or it could be that you're working in a family kind of sector or an industry that your family always worked in, but you're bringing your unique spin to it. You're doing things differently. You're adapting with the times, for example. So I feel a lot of you could be dealing with that at this time, and it's going to be very lucrative for you there as well. But for the rest of you, there is this energy with career maturity, growing through your career. It can indicate, yes, things have been tough right now, but you're strong enough to, you know, go with your heart and make some bold moves in your industry. Whenever you have the Strength card connected to a career reading, it basically means that you have infinite resources to get to the top of wherever it is that you want to get to. You're strong. There is an energy here of self-respect, knowing your value, but also an energy of being diligent and determined to get to the top. You know, you are someone who goes the distance with this energy, but it may require a bold move of yours. And I feel a lot of you, there's this unique idea or this plot twist that you are initiating in some way in your industry right now. You know, the Strength card indicates that you're vigilant. You may be noticing there's a lot of drama in your industry. You may also be noticing with the Hangman, a lot of projects are being suspended at this time, or there's redundancies, or there has been challenge in the economic sector in general. But I feel there's this energy of you kind of like not giving up on opportunity and having this staying power. And if you've come to this reading and you're currently looking for jobs or opportunities because you've been made redundant, or you hold there or on pause in some way, you know, this can indicate that you're looking around for opportunity, and it's been a long time since the right opportunities come in, and you're being vigilant and you're being strong. Okay, it's a tough time, but the Queen of Wands indicates you're someone who is talented, you're magnetic, you are going to get a lot of attention in the next coming weeks regarding your skill set. You have acquired knowledge that other people don't have, is what I'm being given there. And I feel there is like a dream opportunity coming on in, and the reason you had to wait was because there was a process before this role became available. You know, the Page of Cups indicates that dream job, something being offered to you at this time. Okay, and we also have that Ten of Pentacles. It pays really well. So I feel like you're getting the best of both worlds. Sometimes there's a dream opportunity that comes in and it doesn't pay what we hope. But I feel like you feel that the money is reciprocal for the amount of effort that you will put into it. So I would say that you're following your heart on something, and something that you have been dreaming of becomes your reality. So I feel some of you, not all of you, but you may have to travel a bit further afield for this role, or there may be some sort of travel costs put into the paycheck, as it were. So there could be like a travel budget. Perhaps they offer you some sort of like, travel card or ticket or something, or they give you a discounted rate for travel if it's further afield. For some of you, you may be thinking about overseas opportunities, or even being a little bit more nomadic in your industry, and perhaps being able to work on the go. That would be a dream job for some of you, and I feel it's something you will make your reality. But if you're currently looking for a job, I would say there's definitely something coming on in. Pages bring news. They are often offering something, and the Ten of Pentacles indicates an opportunity to build your wealth or structure wealth there. Now, of course, a lot of you, as you mature, you may be learning more about wealth structures, and you may actually be getting advice from somebody who has a lot of knowledge in order to how to, structure your wealth, generational wealth, because we have this generational energy coming out from the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles, something that's passed down through generation and generation. So it could be that you're looking at your acquisitions at this time and building your empire towards being able to do that in your future. But I feel like you're being bold, you're being tenacious, you're going after your dream jobs and opportunities right now. And if you work for yourself, yes, it's hard out there because you have to market yourself, you have to, make sure that you promote whatever it is you do. You're doing it all by yourself, and you should be really proud of yourself. But I see here that there is like an expansion. You're expanding your reach, you're influencing. Some of you are literally influencers, so you're going to gain more money there. And I feel like a lot of you with that Chariot card, it could be that you're empowered and you can diversify whatever it is you're doing and pool 2 sets of income there. So it could be something you're looking into right now. The Hangman is a pause, and this is your protagonist energy. So some of you, not all of you, but some of you may feel that your industry has been turned upside down in some way, and you're feeling a little bit, bereft or in limbo. You've still got goals, you're still working towards these things. But for example, if you work for a company and there's been redundancies or people being let go there, the 4 Wands in the resistance position can be separations. It can indicate that more work has come your way. Okay, so it can indicate with that Queen of Wands, you're capable of that. You're someone who is passionate about what you do, and you are still inspired. You're bringing your A game, even though you're exhausted or feeling that, there's been a bit of a lull when it comes to opportunity, but yet there's still a lot of work there for you. You may feel in this time you're learning skills that perhaps you didn't have before. And I feel this could be something you could put on your resume in order to look for new opportunities should you decide to leave. Because some of you, especially with that card, the Hangman puts himself on the tree of life in order to gain new knowledge. And because you have the Hierophant there as well, it could be that you are getting, new skills or deciding to reinvest in yourself and learn something that will help you enter higher pay grades. But also, some of you may feel that you've hit some sort of plateau in your industry, like there's a lull. And this lull period could give you opportunities to really stand out in your industry or look at alternative paths in order to make sure you do stand out in your industry. I mean, this card can indicate that things have been a challenge and it's time to relax and recognize that what is meant for you will never pass you by. But also, this card indicates, that you will know information or something will be offered to you when the time is right. Because, I feel some of you may feel that you've hit that glass ceiling, or you may feel that things have not been developing and it feels stagnant in some way, but there is purpose in pause, okay? So I feel some of you will acknowledge that the new piece of information comes towards you before you take that leap, or before, you do something or launch something, and you may feel there's been delay after delay after delay on something, but the universe is saying, yes, we've asked you to wait because you need this piece of information that you don't know yet, and that's why we gave you a pause or a delay. And you may feel a little bit frustrated, but actually I feel like you're going to work with the energy and see that there was a reason why you had to delay something or pause on something. Now, the Hangman, you know, it is an interesting card to be in the protagonist energy. It can indicate sacrifice. You're looking at the sacrifices you make today that will benefit you tomorrow. And I feel like you're working towards a common goal. And these sacrifices, whatever they may be, you will see the benefit of it. There is a payoff. So I feel like you're working towards something, and I feel like you're giving it everything that you've got. You know, you're leading with passion with this card. You're someone who's gifted, very talented. But this card also indicates that you're very creative and you're building in confidence and you're outgoing. You know, you are attracting attention in your industry. It can also indicate that your reputation is starting to increase as someone who knows, who has a skill set and is destined for the top. Now, also, because you have the Strength card there and the Queen of Wands, this can indicate you know your worth, and therefore how you conduct yourself in your industry is going to be reflected in your pay packet as well. So when you know your worth, you know you deserve more, or you know you deserve the right amount of money that is reflective of all the effort that you're putting into your career. So I feel like you are going to get what you deserve, because I feel like you are honoring the fact that you bring a lot to the table of your career there. Now also, a lot of you, because you know, you have this diligent energy at the beginning of your reading. You know, this can be sacrificed. So some of you financially may be looking at the economy and how like inflation is nibbling away at your finances. Money is not going as far as it used to, and that's mainly because certain items are overpriced for whatever reason. And of course, there may be some discounts, or there may be some lower priced items, or things are going lower in price, but the majority of things are remaining the same or going a little bit higher. So you may be very savvy with your finances at this time, and you may be sacrificing, you know, some items that perhaps, you know, you feel you don't necessarily need. There could be a downsizing here. But what I see here is you being very clever. You're not really sacrificing, because I feel like you're getting quality over quantity. So I feel you could be treating yourself, for example. So that's not really sacrificing, that's treating yourself, but you find a discount, or you find the same item for a much lower price. So there's more money in your pocket than in anybody else's. I feel like you're being very clever at this time. I'm actually seeing a little fox in the water there. Foxes represent being very strategic or clever during, you know, challenging times. So I feel a lot of you could be locked onto this right now. But also, you know, the Queen of Wands can be that you're dressing for success. My readings are not about aesthetics, but I feel like you're looking the part. You know, I feel like you are stepping into your work mode role, and I feel like, you know, you're dressed the part and you're magnetizing opportunity, you're getting attention, and I feel you may even be headhunted for some of you. So if you work in a company, you know, someone could see what you are about and they love what you do, and they could offer you something and headhunt you there and poach you, or try to poach you. And I feel like they offer you such a large amount of money that yes, you want to be loyal to the industry that you're in. So it could be that wherever you are, you tell them that actually I was offered this other role by a client of ours, and they're like, oh, and yeah, they've offered me this amount of money. It could be a bargaining chip there for you. But I feel actually a lot of you, they cannot bargain with the deal that's on the table, and you may actually decide to leave it because it's too good an opportunity to miss. So I see some of you could be signing new contracts there as well. Okay, but Queen of Wands, very passionate, very talented, very driven, ambitious. This is an ambitious time where you're very productive, you're locked onto your goals, and you're getting a lot done. You're ticking a lot off your to-do list, and I feel with that, you know, Hierophant energy in the resistance position at first, it means you're a maverick. It means that you are a goal setter and a goal getter, and you're a visionary. Okay, so I feel like you may be taking a pause in order to envision something in a different way. You know, as I said, the Hangman is to turn something on its head. So you could be revamping it at this time, a new way of working, or you may discover like a new tool or a new computer software program or a new way of working that revolutionizes the way you work. Okay, and it frees up some time for you. But this card, you know, it is in the resistance position, so it could be that you feel that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. You know, I feel like new knowledge will come to you when it's meant to. So if you're trying to structure something, like if some of you are trying to migrate your business overseas, you could feel like you don't have all the information, right? So you may go to somebody who can give you advice, because this is an advice card. I feel like you don't want to just rely on the advice or the information you found. You may want to connect to like a lawyer or an accountant overseas, or a tax advisor, or somebody who can help you regarding the next move or structure. It doesn't have to be overseas. It could be that you're launching your own business, becoming an entrepreneur. This is a very entrepreneurial card. So if you're becoming your own boss, or you're an independent worker, you're talented, for example, it could be that you want to financially structure your wealth in a way that benefits you. So you could be getting advice from an accountant or an advisor in some way in order to structure generational wealth. If you're someone who is a freelancer, for example, there is this energy of having to wait for the money, okay? So it could be you do the job and then you have to wait. There could be somebody, and actually this person could be well known, or they could be someone who is established in the industry. They're late paying. So you may have to chase this person, okay? I don't like to give you that message, but I feel like things will start moving in the right direction. And what they may do is they may pay you the money that they owe you, but they may also give you like an extra bit on top, almost like an apology. Now, of course, you probably can't do that in business, but it could be that they pay you for some aspect of what you do as like an increased rate, just to give you like almost like an apology, because I feel it's a knock-on effect. They're waiting for the money from their investors, and therefore they can't pay you until they get that money. It just feels like that, but it feels like a well-known establishment. So some of you may be dealing with that. I hate to give that message, as I said, but you will get the money, okay? And I feel like you will work with them again. It doesn't destroy your working relationship, and I feel it's a one-off delayed payment. It won't happen again, okay? So I'm just going to move away from that energy. But this card is new knowledge. It will go into the upright. So a lot of you are investing in some training at this time. It could also be that there is someone in your working environment who offers you training, or if you run your own business, you could offer people who work for you training at this time in order to do something that perhaps you do to free up your time, because there's this energy of relax with that hangman. So some of you could be working really hard right now to have a vacation, and you may be training someone to do what you do whilst you're away. And of course, actually, you're going to be very satisfied with the job that they do when you come back, which is unusual, but I definitely see that you'll be satisfied and feel like your work was in safe hands whilst you're away. But the Four of Wands is in the resistance position, okay? So it can indicate that, you've been working really hard for a long time and there has been little to celebrate. You may have been feeling, okay, you're trying to reach a milestone in your career, but you're always feeling it's kind of like out there somewhere, never reachable. But suddenly things change. There's a bit of a plot twist. There is some new information coming on in that you will celebrate. And I would say, because the High Priestess is there, make sure you pay close attention to your hard copy mail or your spam folder, because there is some sort of news that could be missed. Okay, so if you've put your resume out there and you're trying to find new opportunities and you haven't heard back, check your spam folder or check your hard copy mail. There could be an invitation. It's more electronical, so I feel it's more email. There could be something sitting in your spam folder inviting you to an interview, okay, and you could have missed it. So this is a little friendly nudge there. For some of you, there could also be like a rebate, because this is a reunion energy. So it could be you being reunited with some of your money, financially getting a rebate there, or it could be something you did in the past, like a royalty, or something that will kind of benefit you long term coming on in there for some of you. So it could be a check in your hard copy mail or in your spam folder, so watch out for that. Now, if you had to walk away from a position, this could be your severance package comes in, for example, and you celebrate, the money that you get there, but I feel like you're on to bigger and better things. Gotta be honest with you there, okay? I feel more than anything, you need to love what you do, and that's what that Page of Cups is all about. The vision of success becomes your reality. A sudden opportunity pops out of nowhere there, and you're moving. There's movement and improvement in your industry. So if there has been a lull, or you have felt there's been a lot of challenge recently, even if you work for a company and there's been no support, there could be a support system put in place, or things get delegated a little bit more fairly, so you're not really under it there. The Four of Wands also indicates a lot of you a networking opportunity. I've mentioned that already, and this is going to see you build an alliance with someone who is really well known in the industry that you work in. Even if you are an entrepreneur or you work for yourself or you work, I'm just getting this energy. This is really random. I have to mention it because it's coming in and it's not going to resonate with all of you. Some of you could work in retail, okay, and you may be aspiring to do something else, like be an artist or an actor or a performer, musician, and someone well known in your industry could come in to the store that you work in, okay, and suddenly you strike up a conversation, be like, oh my gosh, I really love what you do. I'm aspiring to be in the industry. I've got this thing going on. This person really wants to help you. They're like, oh my gosh, send me your stuff. Or, you know what, I can invite you to this event, come along, and there's going to be people there. You can get networking. There's just this opportunity coming on in. Don't miss the opportunity is what I see. Okay, so yeah. Something you will celebrate long-term in your career. This person's giving you a hand up, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be, as I mentioned earlier, that you're invited to something or there's some sort of event where you meet a person. I mean, it could be even that you've got your stuff online. You know, it could be like someone reaching out via a social media network that says, hey, I love what you're about. And you're like, oh my gosh, this person's really well known. And they may offer you an opportunity in some way to either use their platform. They may actually promote your work and say, hey, I love this artist. They're up and coming. They're coming through and you want to keep your eye on this person. You know, or it could be if you work for a corporate environment, for example, it could be someone who's like a CEO or a partner of the company, and they see what you're about and they see that you're a natural talent, naturally gifted, and they're attracted to what you can offer and how you can benefit the establishment, and they want to elevate your career. So please apply it to your industry. I definitely see here there's some sort of opportunity that you will celebrate, but a lot of you may return to projects that perhaps you've shelved to come back to. This could be like filing, for example. Some of you also, there's a creative endeavor here that you've been learning more about and you're going to invest in it. It feels like sporadic. You return to it in moments. You'll make a lot of headway in the next coming weeks and months regarding that, but there's still a way to go. It's like you reach a milestone. So if you're writing something, for example, it could be that you reach like the middle of it, or you come to the conclusion part of it and you're still, you know, tying up loose ends on it. I feel like, you know, you make great headway on something, but it is something that you will return to again later on and then complete it. It feels like it's ongoing, okay? Now, the Four of Wands is to celebrate a win. But it can also be that someone who left a company returns to a company. So some of you may see a really random thing like that happening. It's not often, but some of you may actually reunite with a friend that you haven't seen for a very long time, and they actually tell you about what they're doing or an opportunity that's coming up, and you may explore this, and you have an in. Because I am being given this energy that you got the talent, but also you got the contact. So there seems to be that energy coming on in there as well. And it may be something that perhaps you're told to keep secret about. Maybe, you know, it has to be something that is going through a process, but ultimately you're going to be offered the role. It just feels like it's hush-hush. Some of you, if you are working for yourself, for example, it could be a project that you're working on, hush-hush, that you're about to launch. And you're squirreling yourself away behind the scenes to learn more about it, get it all together, and be ready to offer it up, reveal it in some way, because this is your offering as well, but I feel something is being offered to you. If you're launching something at this time, some of you may delay it briefly, and actually you may feel frustrated at that, but actually there's a reason. You launch it when the moment is right. You're not going to miss out on anything. If anything, I feel it benefits you more to launch it when the moment arises, okay? So I feel also, some of you, this is your belief in yourself. You can do it. You're making waves in your industry, and the Chariot card indicates you're going to be a success, or you're moving forward towards a triumphant moment in your career that you will celebrate. The Chariot card indicates you're on the move. For some of you, you may actually, you know, get an opportunity to have a company car, or you're purchasing a car at this time, or whatever your industry is, you will benefit from having some sort of vehicle that helps you like move around and travel. But I'm really getting this energy of branching out or reaching further afield. you know, extending your reach in your industry. I just noticed actually there's a butterfly on this as well. So butterflies could be relevant in terms of you spreading your wings. You know, actually, when you look at the energy, the hangman is to be in the chrysalis period. Something evolving, not really sure how it's going, but it's kind of like taking shape in some way. The chrysalis, you know, the caterpillar goes into that chrysalis and it loses its sense of self. So you may feel that your industry in some way is kind of like evolving or losing its way a little bit because it's shifting, and you may feel uncertain about this and there's sacrifices being made, but there's a bit of a comeback there. Some of you could also be like having an idea where it's not fully formed yet, but suddenly it starts to take shape and then it's ready to be launched, or you spread your wings and fly with that. You know, the Chariot card is success. It's making waves. It means that you're moving forward. And of course, some of you are trying to be a little bit more nomadic in your industry. So it could be something that you're thinking about, ruminating on right now, but you will create a structure that makes it happen. You're making things happen at this moment in time. And, you know, when you have the Chariot energy, a lot of you, of course, personally are keeping a tight rein on your finances, or a tighter rein on your finances, especially in July. It could be that you are going on a vacation during this time and you don't want to overspend, but you still have a great time. You're not sacrificing anything. I feel like you're just getting better deals, or you're finding alternatives that are the same, but just lesser in price, okay? But a lot of you are thinking about your direction, and you may be taking stock of things right now. You're in the right place at the right time to meet the right opportunities. So I want you to be aware of that. New knowledge is coming your way in some shape or form. And that's either through a person you meet, or it's through some sort of course of learning, but ultimately it informs you, and the universe says, now you're ready, and then offers you the opportunity. So with that Four of Wands in the resistance position, some of you may be putting your resume out there and leaving a position in order to get a better opportunity that pays way more money. And actually, it feels like it's a dream opportunity there. You care so much about your career. You're putting everything into what you're doing right now. You're artistic. I feel, you know, a lot of you could even, you know, launch something new, or even like startup energy. You could be starting up your own business, or being creative and launching something that coincides with whatever it is that you do right now. But this is the vision of how you wish your career to go, and I feel taking a break or a pause is going to renew yourself, and you have revitalized spirits. It just feels like you're on top of things, and it could be the birth of an idea for some of you. I mean, there is this energy for some of you like going into maternity leave. So if you are pregnant, for example, it could be that you are now deciding a date where you decide to take that maternity leave, and now you're resting, for example, and a lot of you could be re-entering the workforce after maternity leave there, or even paternity leave if you've taken some time out there to get back to best, or to get to a structured kind of position in your home life so that you can re-enter the working environment. But I see that you're going to love it. And of course, the Ten of Pentacles is the payoff for all the effort that you are making right now. So some of you are attracting more money, but I feel more than anything, this is a card that indicates that you are financially very savvy, and you may be getting advice on your 401ks, or even in investments there. This is financial stability. So a lot of you are working towards financial independence and stability at this time. And you may even think about a family business. If you're not in a family business right now, it could be that you're thinking about structuring something with a family member, and it could be something that complements whatever it is that you do already. And it may feel like a small startup. You know, get a contract in place though. Always get a contract. It's important just to make sure everyone knows what they're meant to be doing and it is reciprocal there. But I feel this is an energy here of you making it rain financially, I guess, there. It can also indicate you being loyal to your industry, or being diligent and determined to make something work, and you're going to see an increase in your finances or your sales or whatever it is that you do. This is profit. This is a profitable time for you. And I feel this is more you building it in a savings plan. So there could be an opportunity to acquire new wealth or a new income in some way. But you know, that Page of Cups tells me more than anything that you may be studious at this time, or volunteer to learn something so it can inform you and benefit you financially later on, okay? So you could actually learn as you earn, as it were. apprenticeships for some of you, but also it could be that you're just learning something that will grow your wealth in the future. You're enthusiastic about it. It seems to be connected to your sense of purpose, but I'm also getting this kind of like catalyst energy where something is being offered to you that you're receptive to. A messenger comes in, some sort of news, and it could be a friend that offers you this opportunity. Okay, and also for some of you, not all of you, but if there's some sort of excursion with a working environment, or you are hiring someone, if you have your own business, there could be a bit of a romantic frisson there or a chemistry. But a lot of you, you're struggling really hard to keep it professional. Okay, so I feel there is this energy of like, with that Ten of Pentacles, being serious and, you know, protecting your professionalism. So if you're, you know, engaging in some sort of romantic endeavor in the working environment, you may keep it quiet in order to be professional so that people don't get up all in your business, as it were. So that's coming out there as well. Okay, so finally we have branching out. Okay, I did mention that earlier, branching out, there is definitely this energy there. So even if you're an entrepreneur or you run your own business, this is about diversifying, trying new things, trialing new things as well. It says here, expanding your reach, and I definitely see you doing that. And whether that's through like moving into promotion energy, I mean, I feel a lot of you, there is an opportunity for something new, but I feel the promotion aspect of it doesn't really arise until July, so it feels like it's a little bit way off there. But it says more work. I did mention that some of you are getting more work. Okay, it will plateau, it will balance out in a more fair energy there. It says side hustle. Some of you are definitely setting up second streams of income, growing your wealth, new ideas, franchises, and roots. Grounding, you know, grounding yourself in a plan, planting roots. Some of you, you know, you may be trying to find a base for your business at this time, especially if you're thinking about migrating your business abroad, or if you're thinking about being more nomadic there. We also have protection, saving your money. That came up in your reading as well there. Whenever you get this card, it does mean that you are protecting your finances to a high degree, so you are secure in your finances there. It says save your money, guardian, investor, broker, insurance, retirement. These are all things that you've been thinking about during this time. We've got sideways. Indirect path to success, especially since we've got that Queen of Wands there and it goes to a Page of Cups. So it could be a sidestep, or you returning to an industry, or, you know, migrating your skills into a dream job, but it feels like a plot twist. It's going to grow exponentially. So although it may feel like a sidestep, or for some of you it may be a probation period, for example, that then gets locked into a full contract and then you get more wealth. But it says here, explore all the paths. One leads to another. You're sampling life. So this is you ruminating on your options. It is a period of pause. You know, whenever you have a crab there, it also means that you're protecting your position, but there could be an alternative path that leads to the same goal. Sometimes the universe, you know, we have a starting point where we're here and we want to get there. That's the dream opportunity or the dream destination point. And you can see a linear path towards what you want. So you start. And then the universe says, no, 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 no. Of course, we want you to explore this avenue. We want you to go over here as well. So there could be many plot twists, but you're eventually going to get to your destination. But each opportunity informs you. Now, it could be because it's going to give you more wealth, or it could be because you need to acquire contacts or people in the know, or, you know, you need to learn something. So whenever there is a pause or a sidestep or a plot twist, it is there to benefit you. It may not feel like it at first. You know, many years ago, so many things were happening in my career. You know, there was so many plot twists. I was like fed up of change. But actually, when I started to mature, I realized that every encounter I had, every plot twist had a valuable nugget of information for me and a person that I needed to have in my life, not just as a friend or an alliance, but also as someone who has knowledge that I didn't have eventually. So nothing is wasted. I want you to be aware of that. But one path leads to another. So some of you could be exploring that because you have the Chariot card. It could be that you feel like you're going in different directions, but actually it's going to inform the destination point. And we also have giving and receiving gifts. So this can indicate that, you know, you are the gift. You are someone who has the talent. You've got the ambition. You're someone who is very productive at this time, very passionate, and it's about giving and receiving. So it's about a reciprocal exchange for whatever it is that you do. But also we have wealthy donor, retail, I did mention that earlier, sales, surprise, windfall, and generous. So someone is going to help you in some way, whether it is a piece of information or a contact there. But also this is about you showcasing your skill set, your gifts, believing in yourself and knowing that there is a payoff that leads to success. And I feel like you are making great strides. There is elevation and movement in your industry. It's been a long, hard slog, I can see that, but it will be worth it. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we go. We've got a mask. Okay, so the mask can indicate that, you know, you are going to do something that is authentic to you, that, you know, we all have a work persona and we all have like a private persona, but it could be that you having, you know, this opportunity to just be your wonderful self in your industry is really refreshing. And for some of you, there could be some sort of event that sees you in a position to meet someone new there that helps your career. A mask, I mean, it could also indicate that a mysterious opportunity comes on in, or perhaps you get a commission or a bonus or a benefit or a tip from a mysterious donor, because you do have that, you know, indication that there's a wealthy donor here. Someone could sponsor you or offer you a sponsorship deal, but the mask can indicate that you unmask something. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you're poached and you're trying to keep something secret at this time, but you may reveal it to see if you can like negotiate it as a bargaining tool there. But I would say here that you're keeping your eyes peeled for opportunities because it is framing your eyes in some way. So I feel there could be you like working authentically and keeping your eyes locked onto something that is important to you at this time. It's like tunnel vision, as it were, because you're locked onto a goal and you're not going to stop until it's done and achieved. Okay, so I will leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you, my beautiful Librans. Thank you so much, and love and light.